So, a lovely good afternoon to Honorable G. Kumar sir and all the bright future of our country who are seated in this class. It is lovely to see all the familiar faces are here today. So, do you all know about Vikram Sila University? Yes or no? So, the ruler establisher was Vikram Sila University was Pala ruler Dharampala. So, the reason is clear. We are here to talk about the Pala dynasty. So, these are our contents. Before starting, I would like to introduce my teammate. I am Kuldeep Kumar, and my teammate is other Alok Bhaiya, Kavi Bhaiya, and Gunja, Himanshu Bhaiya, and Shiv. So now I want to introduce the Pala dynasty. The Pala dynasty plays an important role in the background of Indian medieval history. The Pala ruled eastern part of India, including Bengal, Bihar, and other adjacent regions of Gauda, Vikrampura, Sompura, Tamliptapura, and other. And Pala dynasty ruled about 400 years from 750 AD to 1174 AD. Now we have the origin of the dynasty. After the fall of after the Gupta Empire, Bengal and their surrounding was the under the Harshvardhana. Harshvardhana was the contemporary of Sasanka was the Sasanka was the contemporary of Harshvardhana, the king of Kannauj, and the Bhaskar Brahman, the king of Kamrupa. After the death of Sasanka in 625 AD or 630 AD, there was no king in Bengal. Then, after Harshvardhana and Bhaskar Brahman divided the territories in between them. After the death of Bhaskar Brahman and Harshvardhana, there was no any such big ruler in the Pala dynasty. Thereafter, local chieftains and local people elected the Gopala as the ruler of Pala dynasty, and Gopala established the Pala dynasty as become the first leader. The contemporary writings describe this situation as Matsya Nyaya. After the Actually, we can consider the Pala dynasty as the golden era of Bengali history, because instead of centuries of civil wars between warring divisions, Pala gave prosperity and stability to the Bengali people, and gave better economic and social life to the people. And they also established many temple and monasteries, including Sompura and Vikramshila University. They also if we talk about the sources of Pala dynasty, then we get a lot of inscriptions from Khalimpur, Dev Pala's inscriptions, Badal inscriptions, and their contemporary traveler was Suleiman, who was urban merchant. They says in their book Siltut Turkis, they said Pala dynasty as Rahma, and they said Pala has lot of armies, like 50,000 armies. So now we are going to talk about genealogical tree. There were total 18 ruler in their Pala dynasty. The founder was Gopala. His father was Bapepata, and his son was Dharampala. And thereafter many kings were came into the Pala dynasty, but we are not getting lot of information about them. But from the Mahipala one, we can say that they grow the Pala dynasty again. Their last ruler was Govind Pala. So we have some collection of uh, Pala ruler. Now I would call to my teammate Shiv Bhaiya to continue further.
It has been really long time since I last been on stage, on a recognized stage, so to say. Let's talk about the kings of the kingdom, right? I mean, starts. Remember the name Gopala, Dharmpal, Devpal, and Mahipal. That's it. These are the four kings of the kingdom: Gopala, Dharmpal, Devpal, Mahipal. Start with Gopal, the founder. Of course, the name Pala comes from Gopal. Founded the dynasty. You talk of its now. I mean, go to the history of origin, right? According to Matsyayana, concept of larger face feeding on the smaller faces. One of the more precise historical documents, I mean historical concept, you say Solar dynasty, descended from Solar dynasty. So that's the reference of him founding the dynasty, right? So you talk about significance of his kingdoms, work, not focused that much on battles, focused on education a lot, focused on equality in the Varna system, promoted Sudras. So a lot about his significance, not quite aggression, not quite battles. He's followed by his son Dharmpala. Now give some weight. Parameswar Dharmpal, so to say Maharaja Dhiraj Parameswar Dharmpal. Give some weight. The real founder. There are reasons why he's called the real founder of the kingdom. Close to 120 battles he fought, won many of them, protected of scholars on the other front. So that's why real founder of the kingdom. Look at one of the most famous war he participated in, tripartite wars, right? Formally lost the war, still controlled Ujjain center for which the war was fought. Formally lost another war, yet married the Rashtrakuta princess. So that's diplomacy at its best. Quite a diplomatic king. He is followed by his son Devpal, not really called as any one of the founders, real or second or third or anything like that. Still a lot to say. Brajdat was in his court. Arabian traveler Suleiman sang his praise. Yes, lost battle to kind of other wars, still managed to save Varanasi from Mahmud Ghaznavi's battles. Lost hundreds of temples there. So this was Devpal, and kind of Devpal. After Devpal, generally comes the decline of every kingdom, right? So Devpala, being succeeded by his commander's brother, who kind of puts his son on the throne, succeeded by kings who came. Kings came, kings went. Not really did something worth remembering. Not my fault. Historians don't find anything worth remembering, right? But then the decline of the kingdom paves way for a king to come who will make the mark in the history of Pala Empire, who will become the face of the empire altogether, and he is Mahipal. Look, he is so popular in the kingdom, right? We talk of transparency in governance today. Transparency in government is what defined him. And anything which stands for him most than anything else is what every one of us would borrow from him is, having a soft corner for the people, not allowing the kingship to come in between while interacting with common people. So that's something which defines him from everybody else. So that is Mahipal, and after Mahipal is probably followed by kings, and kingdom started weakening from 8th century to 12th century AD. This is the story of the kings, right? And now you can probably have references, certain inscriptions, we talk of different kings, right? And different universities, you talk of universities at Taxila, University Vikramshila, you talk of universities at Nalanda, gave hundreds of villages, Dharmpala, so one of the reasons, the real founder of the kingdom, right? Then kind of, yes, certain inscriptions we come from, and then we got lots of things covered, I think, yes. So that's all about the kings of the kingdom, I think. Thank you. Listen to Social Life from Himanshu.
The next point I would like to talk about the social life. First, way of living. The people of the Pala Empire, they were follow the old traditional culture, and also he create worship of God and goddess like Vishnu, Shiv, and the second one is condition of normal citizen. The human of that prayer, he depend on the agriculture and the farming. They was totally dependent on the agriculture. After that, the Varna system. There are 4 type of Varna. First was Brahmin, second was Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra. In a Varna system, they divided, they create equality, and it's create a and the second was especially women. In the past, the women condition was very dull because of it doesn't give the better higher education. So only the rich family girls was get higher education. And the third one is university. There are many type of university, like there was many great and big university in present in the past, like Udanpuri, Bikramshila, and they give the knowledge of philosophy and last. And so I would like to call Kavi Bhai.
So as my teammate have talk about the social life, I would like to continue with my another topic, that is religion of the empire and common people. That like religion is not a one day thing, that is followed by the centuries and centuries. In that Pala time, we have the people who are following that. Pala dynasty was following the Buddhism, because Buddhism at that time was at the peak of the time. In Buddhism, there are two types of Buddhism. That first one is Mahanaya and another one is Tantrika. Tantrika, there is a philosophy that Tantrika Buddhism was actually came from the Tibet. After that, when come to the range of Bengal, the Pala dynasty actually followed and spread all over the period and time. After that, the normal people who is in the citizens of the people, they used to follow the Shivaism. The people who used to worship the Shiva is known as the Shivaism. And another is my administration. As we all know that administration is all about how the people performing for their hereditary, in which the people of Pala dynasty was actually followed by the Gupta period, because Gupta period has a very good significance of their hereditary, like who will, if there is a king, then who will going to follow the another things. But in Gupta period also they used their strategy from the Mauryan Empire. This came from the Mauryan Empire. After that Gupta, we have the Pala Empire. In this we have also called the subdivision. In subdivision, like today we have central, state and district. At that time they also have the Bhuktis, Vaishyas, Mandalas, small and other units. But at that time Pala's kings were also given the prefix names. That prefix was named as Raja, Maharaja, Dhiraja and many more. Because if they won a battle, they used to give a name to them. If we give to the another significance of the administration post, like how they actually give the name of the post, like today we have income tax department, CM, PM. At that time they also have that kind of thing, like Raja. Raja means the supreme, and after that there is Rajnayak. Rajnayak means the diplomatic ambassador. After that we have Samantha, Sastadhikari. Today we have income tax department. At that time they also have called the Sastadhikari, the person who used to collect the taxes from the landholders. They call the Sastadhikari. Also they have Mahapratiharas and Khola. Khola means today we have raw agent, CID and police force. At that time Khola is the main sources of social agent. Like they used to give the information about which we should follow for the next, where should we follow next move, and which dynasty will going to attack on us. That's all. And another is my economical life. As we all know that the Bengal region, the Pala dynasty was actually given the significance to the Bengal, UP and Bihar and subcontinent region. But at that time, because of the help of Ganga river, the land was very fertile. With the help, that advantage given to the Pala dynasty, and they used to, because of the fertile land, they used to grow many resources, like in agriculture. They have mango, bamboo, coconut and many more. Because of the Silk Route, because at that time they have a very good Silk Route. If you can see from here, we have a Silk Route from Patliputra. With the help of that Silk Route, they used to export their products and import their products. But if we talk about how they actually earn the money, that was the land granted for the normal people, for the peasants, because peasants don't have the land at that time. People, the Pala dynasty used to give the land to the poor people, and they used to farm and give rent to the people. And the main thing, we can say that the Pala dynasty was rich because they used to, at the Dharma Pala time, they have a silver and gold coin. From this we can say that they have actually good resources. And one of the main reason of how they actually spend the money was they give patronage to the people, patronage to the universities, and they give patronage to the temples and universities. And one of the temple who gave patronage is the Nalanda University, which was made by the Kumaragupta. And in that period, they also gave the patronage to the Odantapuri University, because at that time Odantapuri was and Nalanda University was a very good sources of information, because they have granted lots of teachers to students to teach how they will going to follow the rules. I would like to call Alok for the next presentation slide. Sorry, sir.
My content is art, architecture, painting, pala dance, theatre, sculpture, temple. Temple is a Bhanga style temple. The people use a special kind of architecture. It is with Gaura or Gupta architecture. It is called Karbanga Bhanga style. A special temple. A special temple is a Pala painting. Pala painting is important. Pala painting is important. Is a king of kind temple. Is a Bhanga style. Natural event is a Dej Do. Painting is related to Buddhist. Pala school related. Painting हो गया. Pala dance or theatre. Pala dance is theatre is famous is Orissa state. Pala dance is theatre is people is Pala dance is a captain is Sarla Das Mahabharata. Sculpture. Sculpture is a stone, silver and
Complete? Okay. It's okay.
Yes. Now I am describing the battles and the military strength of the Pala. As we all know that the Pala has ruled about for 400 years. In that time they conquered many lands, and lands were conquered by the help of military, and their strength will come from the military power. So I am describing the military style. As we know that the military will come from before Pala Empire, the Bengal were ruled under the Gauda kingdom, before the Gupta kingdom, and before Magda kingdom. Their special features will continue to Pala. They used the same administrative post as the same military post, just like the head of the battle, that is Senapati, which is ruled. And if you are talking about according to Suleiman's text, Suleiman said that at the time of Pala, there is no any king who countered the Pala, because they have the big army, infantry. They have many chariots. According to the one line of the Suleiman text, he said that there are about 15,000 of elephants kept by the Pala. But another Arabian scholar said that no, it is not 15,000, it is only 12,000. So there is a contradiction between the scholars. So, and if you are talking about another perspectives, Pala use special kinds of blacksmith. They hire blacksmith from the Kamboj dynasty. Kamboj dynasty now present in Afghanistan. They made a special weapons just like swords with the help of poisonous inks. Yes, they are follow Buddhism, but after that, for controlling territories, they used poisons to kill enemies. And if we are talking about their specialty of their battle and soldiers, they use rhinoceros. They use rhinoceros in battle. This is the one of unique features of the Pala, because we all know that the Kamrup dynasty that is present in nowadays Guwahati, Assam, where the one rhinoceros present mostly. Then they used one rhinoceros as a weapon, and this will be happens nowadays not present, but many other kings will also follow this system. Tripartite struggle. Before starting the tripartite struggle, I am introduced what was the scenario, what was the geopolitics of that time of our Indian subcontinent. If you closely observe that in our Indian subcontinent divided into many great powers, just like in the western parts, the Gujaras and Pratiharas will be more prosperous. In the northwestern frontiers, the Hindu Kush dynasty will be more prosperous, and the Kannauj at the same time Kannauj also be prosperous. And the Deccan Rashtrakuta will be more powerful, and in the Utkal plain and the Dravida plain, both the Utkal kingdom and the Dravida kingdom will be prosperous. And if you are talking about our region of Bengal, Bihar and surrounding area, where our Pala kingdom will be prosperous. At the same time, in the upper part of the Arunachal Pradesh, Meghalaya and the Assam, here the Kamrup dynasty will be prosperous. At the same time, Pala also make a better relation to Buddhist dynasty, just like Tibetan dynasty of Tibet and the Tiang dynasty of China. So it is the geopolitics which will happen in that time. And I'm now describing the tripartite battle. According to the many historians, just like R.C. Majumdar, D.C. Sirsa, they said that they divided the tripartite battle into two phases. The first phases which will happen about 719 to 800 approximately. In this battle, there are three main prominent power, that is one Pala, Pratihara and Rashtrakutas. Here Gujaras lead by the Vatasras and the Pratihara lead by the Dhruva, and Pala dynasty will ruled by the Dharampala. Why they are fighting? They are only fighting for controlling the Kannauj. So there is a question why Kannauj is very important and why is the more significance. If you are talking about Kannauj, we have to know about the history of Kannauj. Mainly Kannauj was more famous and developed by the Harshvardhana, which is come from the Pashupati dynasty, and her successor, that is Yesu Barman, also developed Kannauj, because Kannauj is an international trade route which makes it preferable to a strike. And there is a conception of all the kingdoms that they sense that the Pala dynasty, all the dynasty will control Kannauj. If they control Kannauj, they have to achieve their own stability on all the world, because we know Kannauj is the part of the Gangatic plains, which will be more fertile land in our country. So they have to control Kannauj. Now I am describing the first phase of the tripartite battle. In the first phase, we can know who is the better. But at that time of 719, the Ayodhya dynasty will rule in the Kannauj, whose king is Indrayudha. Indrayudha ruled in the Kannauj. At that first battle will be fight between Indrayudha and the king of Hindu Kush, that is Ayush Barman, some Barman. They will fight with each other. In this battle, Indrayudha defeated, and Vijayadatta. In Hindu Kush, king is Vijayadatta. Vijayadatta was won, and they plundered and looted the Kannauj and go Hindu Kush. But to see the whole tragedy, the Gujara kings Vatasras come in the game, and they strike on the Kannauj. At that time, Kannauj again Indrayudha will be defeated, because they are helpless. Because their army is not progressed too much, and Vatasraj win this phase. But Deccan King, that is Dhruva, who will sing all the game, and they are waited for proper moment. That proper moment come at that time, and the Deccan King Dhruva strike on the Kannauj and defeated both the Dhruva as well as the Indra Yuddha. To sing all the things, the Dharmapala also strike on the Kannauj, but Dharmapala defeated by the Dhruva. So it is the end of the first phase of tripartite struggle, in which we are seeing that Dhruva, that is Rashtrakuta dynasty, will be win and all others will be lost it. But there is a misconception in between the peoples, that in between the historians, not peoples. They think that the Kannauj will be ruled by the Rashtrakuta. No, Kannauj that time Dhruva returned to their Deccan land because some internal reasons. Then Mother Dharmapala find a silly mistake in between them, and he again strike on the Kannauj and defeated again Indra Yuddha and killed Indra Yuddha and replaced Indra Yuddha to Chakra Yuddha. Chakra Yuddha is the younger brother of Indra Yuddha. Now Chakra Yuddha is the subordinate of the Pala is Dharmapala. So we are concluding that in the first phase the battle will win by Rashtrakuta, but Kannauj will be kept by the Pala. So it is the end of first phase. The second phase will be held by about 800 to 810. In this, the both Gujara king and the Pratyahara kings will change. Batasara changed by their sons. Their sons Nagabhatta II and Dhruva will be succeeded by his son Govinda III, and Dharmapala existed continue because his successor will become about 810. Here in this firstly in the second phase, firstly the king of the Gujaras, that is Nagabhatta II, which strike on Kannauj. Here Chakravidha ruled, but he defeated and fell to Bengal, and he comes to Munger at the capital of Dharmapala, and Dharmapala waited for all the things, and Nagabhatta backed him and comes to Patna, come to Munger. Here one of the biggest battle will happen, that is Munger battle. In Munger battle, Dharmapala and Nagabhatta fighted with each other with full force. In this battle, Dharmapala defeated and Nagabhatta win this battle. Again, when Nagabhatta goes to Kannauj, at that time Govinda III attacked on the Nagabhatta and Nagabhatta defeated Govinda. This is the end of second phase of tripartite battle, in which Rashtrakuta again win, but this time the Kannauj will be placed by the Gujara king, and again Govinda III returned to their home. So it is the end of the tripartite struggle, which is more commonly famous as any. If we talk about Pala, so we have to talk about the tripartite battle. So I am describing this in a broad manner. And next is Utkal battle. Utkal battle, as we know that Utkal is a plain of nowadays Odisha and Andhra Pradesh, where King Santi Karman king of Utkal will be held. The Devpala, the successor of the Dharmapala, will be with the help of his brother Jayapala, his cousin Jayapala. Both defeated the Utkal king Santikarn Dev, and he reached again to Dravida. Here he defeated the Rashtrakuta king, whose name something I missed, whose name not mentioned. According to Badal inscription that is present, Badal pillar inscription that is present in now Bangladesh, Badal inscription said that the Devpala will extend their territory about Malaya, Indonesia, with the help of Ram Setu, which is built by the Lord Rama. This is the quotation come from the Badal inscription. So here we can now, as we think that the Pala dynasty is real, but it is not as little as we can consume. And Bard with Ghaznavi. Muhammad Ghaznavi comes in about 1021. He attacked on the north frontier and he comes to the Varanasi. Here the Mahipala I ruled at Varanasi. He belonged to the Pala kingdom. Ghaznavi do lots of massacres and they destroy a lot of temples. But it is a success of the Mahipala. He defeated. Sorry, he tried to counter Muhammad Ghaznavi, and with the fear of Mahipala, Ghaznavi returned to their home. Now he secured all the territory, and again he made what he is done by the Ghaznavi. He can resolve all the things. He made hundreds of the temples in the Varanasi. He belongs to the Buddhist dynasty. After that, he makes many temples and do many patronage to the public to held in a better performance. So it is the best of the Mahipala. And next is war with Chola. There is a war with the Chola. When the Rajendra Chola followed a campaign to go and touch the Ganga, and where in between the Ganga and here, this is Raha region. Raha region is a political region which comes from, sorry, it is geographical as well political region, Raha region, which is come from the ancient our Vedas, and also it is a Raha region. And when the Chola Rajendra one comes to the Raha region, the Mahipala comes in the face, and he faced the war with the Rajendra Chola, but unfortunately he defeated, and the upper part, lower western part of the Raha region will be captured by the Rajendra Chola. So it is almost about the battle of the Pala. According to the R.C. Majumdar, he said that only Dharampala fight 120 battles in their life, and if you talk about the whole empire, he said that there is 400 to 500 battles will be fought by the Pala. So it is one little about the battles. Decline. Since we know that there are many successors of the Pala, to continue from Gopala and last to Govindpala, which is the last ruler of the Pala, which rule in Gaya district. Now there is many significant evidence proof that is last ruler of Govindpala, which is ruled in Gaya. There are many regions. Some of the regions are here, weak and incompetent kings. There are mainly 5 to 6 kings which have the more capability to do any things for their empire. But all other kings will not too sufficient to continue their legacy of their fathers and the ancestors. So it is one of the biggest purpose region to decline. Again, the revolt of fiduciary and Samanthas. And as Kai Bhaiya mentioned the administrative system, he also mentioned that the provinces will demarcate on the basis of the Samanthas and the Bhuktis and the lower subdivisions. In the lower subdivisions of Samanthas, and that is called fiduciary system also, sir. The Samantha and fiduciary see all the territory, because the rulers who ruled on the upper part were not much proper. So Samantha revolted. For example, the Odisha Samantha will be revolted in the time of Madan Pala. The Samantha of Kamrup will be defaulted in the time of Govind Pala. So it is now the decline will be started. Another reason is the internal conflict, a war of succession among the princes. It is one of the biggest reasons, because if you know about the genealogical tree of the Pala dynasty, you will find that the Gopala and his son Dharampala, then his son Devpala, and the son of the Devpala was Vigrahapala. But Vigrahapala is not too much sufficient, and here the commander of Devpala, whose cousin, that is Jayapala, take the advantage of this, and he put the throne to their sons, and now there is one conflict, and here the Pala kingdom will be divided. Again this strategy will seen in the time of the Vigrahapala II. Vigrahapala II will died. Their son Jayapala and 2 or more sons will be fighting with each other for conquering the throne. But the elder son Jayapala take all 2 small brothers in jail, and they put in that sense. To take advantage of these things, this is one of the biggest reason for decline. Another is foreign battles, continuous battle. As I am saying that there is 500 to 600 battle will be fought. Yes, if battle will happen, there is a massive economic disaster and administrative disaster. So battle is also a significant role to decline this administration. Foreign battle. When we are seeing the Muslim invader comes about 800 BC to 1200 BC, thousands of the soldiers of Muslim Indians come inside our Indian subcontinent, and just like Ghaznavi, Gauri, and others also. It is also reason to decline of the Pala dynasty. Loose administration and financial crisis. Yes, I am saying that when battle is happen, there is a financial crisis and administration crisis. So it is goes towards the decline of that dynasty. Conclusion. Firstly, I am very thankful to my teachers who give me this platform. When when I am listen that I have to give the presentation on the Pala, I am very worried because there is no any big clue on the Googles to you can solve and you can things. But with the time and with the experience, we all are doing very hard, and we are trying to evolve ourselves with the help of our knowledge. We are going to one city to another city, just Munger, Begusarai, and in also Patna. And I am thankful to my best friend Kuldeep. He continuously go the library for 15 to 16 days, and I am also joining him. And we are learn about 4 to 6 book about Pala and the surrounding dynasty. And we are also go to museums to collect the knowledge and to collect all the information which is related to that, because Google is not sufficient. And that time we are finding the book of R.C. Majumdar, Dr. D.R. Sirsa, then we are sufficient. And due to the lack of time, we are not able to give some of the best examples of another. And another thing, that is, if you are seeing this sculpture, a small sculpture of the Pala architecture, there is a short story. That story, when we are finding what is the architecture, we are finding the Banga architecture. We are finding Banga architecture, but we are not conclude, because some historians said Banga architecture collide with the Gauda Empire, collide with the Sena art of styles. But we are trying to, with the help of our experience, we are trying to evolve this small with the help of my friend Kuldeep and her brother. We made this. This is the special, that is Bangla architecture. It tilted ritual Bangla, and this is more attract to the British adopt this architecture styles on their own architecture. So this is the little information. Thank you all of you.
First, don't. First member.
Yes, sir.
Kuldeep, show me the slide. Your team and effort is tremendous. The best team effort. No, Kuldeep, there is I think map. That map was, I think, related to Silk Route, no? Yes. No. This is the territorial extent of this empire. So, you tell me, how is it? How the elements of Pala dynasty is related to the present Bihar?
So that time, like many temples were that time firstly we can say that the Pala dynasty was elected by the democratically. So we are also know that Bihar is the mother of democracy. So we can relate this from startingly, and thereafter, because they have lot of educational institute now present in Bihar also. So I thought the development of the Bihar is something or more related to the Pala dynasty.
Second member. So since you have mentioned beautifully about your slides. Since you are from Assam, so I want to ask you, is there any contribution of any Pala rulers in Assam?
Tripartite words, Bhaskar participated.
Especially in the Assamese literature?
Assamese literature and Bengali literature are quite similar, only the difference of yo and wo in the Prakrit Lipi or any Lipi which relates to. That's the major difference. Otherwise, both of the literature are same. You talk of name of books which contribute to it. I can't really kind of be exact on that.
Okay. Next member.
Himanshu, show me your slide. So, is there any difference of Varna system which was prevalent in Pala dynasty and that of Gupta dynasty? Is there any difference in the Varna system which is present in Pala as compared to Gupta?
Yes.
Anyone?
Sir, he is not understanding. He is not understanding.
अभी नहीं समझ में आया? मैं ये बोल रहा हूँ, चलो मैं हिंदी में बोल देता हूँ, कोई बात नहीं। मैं ये बोल रहा हूँ कि जो वर्ना सिस्टम था पाला का, वो कैसे डिफरेंट है गुप्ता से? That's my question.
In a Gupta period, he got a mindset of Varna system, but in a Pala, he become in a birth.
On birth-wise.
In a birth.
And what about the Gupta? It was also based on the birth system.
He was based on mindset, like he do.
No, let him speak.
He do. He was businessman. That's best. But in a Pala dynasty, it give the.
Okay. Next member. So we have this slide. Yes, you have talked about the Saivism.
Yes, sir.
And you said that the
Tantric.
Tantric element of Buddhism came from
Sir,
Tibet.
Tibet,
But
sir.
it is not fact. The Tantric element of Buddhism went from India to
Tibet.
Tibet.
Sir, but in the
No, let me speak first. So you tell me, what is the contribution of Shakti in Tantricism? Because Tantric Buddhism is all related to your Shakti. Shakti, you know that? Which is not related to your Saivism. It is related to Shaktivism.
sir, Shaktivism is all about, sir, your power, sir.
Correct.
For, sir. In Tantricism, sir, they used to worship the goddess or god, sir. In that, they used to give the, we say, sir, worship in, they used for the power, because if we like black magic, if it is relevant to black magic, we can say, sir, in that time they used to do the, that is the phase of black magic, starting phase of black magic, sir, because at that time that was only in, actually came from the bottom, but from after that, that is was the through that was spread for the world, sir.
Okay, next member.
Sir, may I
No, you can't.
add some points?
No, you can't. You'll get your time. If he is not able to speak, then only you can.
Yes.
Gunja, show me your slide. Painting and sculpture. Gunja, I am not going to ask you any complicated question. So you tell me, what have you learned from the Pala dynasty? What have you learned? तुमने क्या सीखा है पाला से? That's my question. Yes, no English. Yes.
Pala dynasty is a hard topic. Support is a Google is a research but hard problem. Available time is a support date is a Alok Bhaiya, Kuldeep Bhaiya, Kavi Bhaiya. Just time is a mind is a skill development. Language is a Hindi is a different English language.
Alok, come. Yes. Alok, you came up with this very beautiful structure of
Yes, sir.
temple. Correct, this one. So this picture.
Yes, sir.
So in top we can say the hemisphere.
Hemisphere.
Hemisphere-like structure.
Yes, sir.
So is there any relation between the Islamic architecture?
Yes, sir.
How?
Sir, firstly, this is the pure innovation of mine. If you look this part, this belong to another temple, and the lower part belong to other temple. But both are belong to the Pala temple, Pala architecture.
But
Yes, I am going to topic,
okay,
sir.
okay. Before that,
Yes, sir.
you tell me there was no invasion of Islam at that time. How this architecture developed then?
Sir, we are also see in other properties also. Sir, the Banga, you are all, everyone's first look at this. He say that this is the mesque, but it is not mesque because of the tilted Bangla
No,
tilted
I'm asking you about the hemisphere parts. Not I'm
hemisphere
asking
part,
you
sir.
about
Yes, sir. Hemisphere.
Is this hemisphere is related to the Islamic architecture?
Yes, sir. We are.
If it is yes, then how it is possible? Because there was no Muslim invasion at that time.
Sir, the structure will be same, but there is no connection of that architecture of mesque, that is Islam, and the Pala architecture of Banga style. But we are also see what there is a thought they can think and they can do, sir.
Anything?
Anything, sir. Sir, one example, or sir, the Gauda architecture also develop these things in better form, but due to time, so it is I can give you simple manner, sir. Sir, the Pala period will come from 700 to 1100, and later there is a more significance of Banga style, and where I am this picture, it is made about 1200, about 11 to 1200. That is the present in Bangladesh. The Matas, some Sakti Matas Devis, but this is the upper part will belong to that.
Okay,
Yes,
fine. Conclude any message to the team members?
sir. I will give you.
Friends?
So first of all, I would like to say, sir, because Pala dynasty is a very large dynasty, and because of the insufficient information in the internet, we have go through a lot of websites that is with the help of that website. But in that also we have found that there is misleading data, sir. After that also Alok, sir, I would like to give a salute to Alok, because Alok have worked from 1 week without sleeping, sir, without sleeping, only the sleep of 2 hours per day. He is working throughout the day and night and made these things possible. I would like to say thanks to Alok. And after that also, sir, because he have provided the information, we are unable to understand, sir, because it is very tough, sir, because his English is actually tough, and we have find that his data is actually connected to the things, because in Google we have found a lot of data, but there is no connected. But he made his own data production, and he gave the actual reason how we are going to see. I would like to also give the thanks to our teammate, including Kuldeep, Siva, Gunja and Himanshu, because the painting you are showing in your hand, that was made by the Himanshu, and if you are seeing this architecture, that was made by Kuldeep and his friend. And I would like to give thanks to Siv, because Siv have given the more than our expectation, because we haven't seen his, because it's his new admission and he give the all the best performance. And among ourselves, I would like to say the English, we are speaking about the English, sir, his English was far brilliant than everyone, sir. But the main thing that I only made, if you are seeing the presentation and the data, that was only typed by me, but all the hard work was given by my team members only. And the main thing, sir, which we have learned from this presentation, that how to work with the newbies, sir, because Gunja and Himanshu have done a lot, but he don't have that much of capability to produce the things. With this presentation, we have learned that how to present our things with newbies, sir, how to give them instructions and how they will follow. If we give them the actually the right sentence and how they will go, then they will be definitely good things. And I hope, sir, everyone will going to achieve and their all the progress in life, sir. Thank you, sir.